subquery, one is a non-correlated subquery and other is a correlated subquery. By the definition of the subquery is nothing but inside a query you will be having another query. Like if I have select star from table name where id equal to, instead of giving the value id equal to 1 or something, then I will write other query, that output of that query will be the input for this id value. Okay, that is nothing but the subquery. In the subquery there are two, that is this concept is nothing but the subquery, but the subquery concept is divided into two types. One is a non-correlated and another is a correlated. Non-correlated means the let us say this is the inner query, whatever the thing we got here equal to that is a inner query, and the outer, this will be the outer query. Okay, so here the inner query will execute, and after that based on the value of the inner query, then outer query will execute. The first thing the inner query will execute, this one will execute, and after that based on that value the outer query will execute. And what is a non-correlated subquery? Non-correlated subquery is nothing but select star from, you will write table name where id equal to, and at the same time you will write something, right, select id or something, id from table name, whatever you want you will be writing, and here you will pass this again where this id equal to this id. You will give the, I will show you a real time example, then it will be, you will be clear. That is a non-correlated subquery. So we'll see the example, and after that we'll discuss in depth about that. Let's see the same output which I got like previously. I got some output, right? This is the output which I got, FB and cricket and this all, right? My scenario is that I want to get a list of students, okay, who are playing football and cricket. The thing we did by using the inner join, we did by using inner join, right? The same thing we can do it in other way. How to do that? Actually it is nothing, but if you don't, if there is a no scenario, if there is no scenario, if there is anything like you can't use a join, then you can go with this. Select star from, or I will write the from condition, from FB where FB dot ID. This query is for getting the list of students IDs who are playing cricket and football. Okay. Playing football and cricket. Okay. So the same thing, when we want to get, what you are going to do, we are going to inner join, that is a joins. Now we are not going to use a joins, just I will take FB dot ID, FB dot ID, and here I have given the where FB dot ID equal to what I am going to do, I am going to write here select, or else first I will write one more query, select ID comma ID from table name. What is the table name? Cricket. So when I execute this, I will get list of all the IDs who are there in the cricket. Okay, I get list of IDs who are there in the cricket. Now what is my scenario? I want to get the IDs who are playing cricket and football. Means I can write in this way, where ID equal to whatever the ID I am having in football. If I equal that ID to this one, that is nothing but the value which I will be getting, right? Equal to, I will keep in the bracket. In the bracket, I will just paste the query. Okay, I will just paste the query. But here the query returns multiple values. So whenever the query returns multiple values, you can't give the equal value. You need to use a condition called in value. Okay, let's say I will show you this example. Control C. If I want to use football ID equal to 1, then I will get the details for 1. Let's say if I want to use a football ID equal to 1 comma 2, if I use this way, then I will get an error, because you can't equal multiple values. Even though I keep in brackets, you can't equal, you can't assign the multiple values by using equal to symbol. Okay, if I execute this now, then you will get an error. Okay, that's why if I use a in condition, then I will not get any error. In condition means it will allow multiple values. Okay, so what we did here, whatever the output we got from here, we just use in. In means nothing but we want a list of student IDs who are playing football and cricket. So did you all get this? Hello?
Yes, yes, Bhaskar.
Yeah. So I just run this. When I run this, see, I got 1 and 2. The same thing if I use an inner join, then also I get the same thing, right. Inner join means nothing but which are playing both the cricket and football, right. Inner join, I will write CRI. What is the condition on FB dot ID equal to CRI dot ID? The same thing. So, I will run both the queries. You can see 1 2 1 2, the same output, but this is nothing but the I have used the non-correlated subquery. Means here what happens, first this query will execute, and whatever the ID seat is there, then it is passed to the outer query. First it will execute, and whatever the ID seat is getting 1 2 3, that IDs are passed by the to the outer query. So, whichever the query which is there here, this is the inner query, and the select from FB, this is the outer query. Okay. First this is executed, and after that IDs are passed to the outer query for evaluation, okay, to check whether that IDs are not there in this ID or not. So, in order to check whether that IDs are there in the cricket table or not, how we are going to see? First this one is going to execute. After the execution of this, then that IDs can be used by the outer query, right. This is the non-correlated subquery. Means first the inner query will execute, after that inner query results are passed to the outer query, that is a correlated subquery, sorry, non-correlated subquery. The same thing we are going to use by the correlated subquery. Okay. What I am going to do, this is a cricket table, right, cricket. Again I am just writing here, I write here where condition, where CRI dot ID equal to FB dot ID. If I run this, see I got the same output. I have shown you last time, like in the where condition we can join the tables. So, this FB ID I am getting from the outer table. Here when you run this query, what happens? This you will get 1 2 3 IDs, and after that 1 2 3 IDs will be kept in the inner class. Here it will be shown like this 1 comma 2 comma 3. I will show you in the real time example, it will be good. Okay. So, that is now here what you are doing here, the in the non-correlated, this is a non-correlated subquery. I will just write non-correlated subquery, and this is a correlated subquery. Okay. So, in the correlated subquery, first the outer query will execute. After the execution of the outer query, this FB dot ID is passed into the inner query, because you are using here in the where condition, that is outer query ID. So, first the outer query will execute. After the execution of outer query, that ID is passed into the inner query. Okay. So, like this is the way how you can see. So, the first outer query is executed, and after that value is passed into the inner query. But whereas the non-correlated subquery, first inner query is executed, and that value is passed into the outer query. That is different between the non-correlated subquery and the correlated subquery. So, you can see the same output, I am getting the same output by both of them. By using this one, by using that one, I am getting the same output, but difference is that it is like different. So, in this the performance effective will be this one, okay, because I will show you the clear example now. So, if I pass that value 3 times, so what it is going to do now? This is my this is my football table, and this is my cricket table. So, in the football table I am having 1 2 3, in the cricket table I am having 1 2 4. Okay. Now, what I am doing now? Select star from. So, it will be like this, select FB dot ID from football table. This is a non-correlated subquery, where ID in C select, here I will write, okay, I will just write in neat way. So, this is a non-correlated subquery, and this is a correlated subquery. So, in the non-correlated subquery I will be writing this, select FB dot ID from FB, where FB dot ID in the in I will give this one, select ID from CRI cricket. This is a non-correlated subquery. So when I use a non-correlated subquery, because in the non-correlated subquery you got 3 records, right? First, what it is going to do? First, the outer query is going to execute. So outer query has 1, 2, 4. After execution outer ID, then that one is passed to the first inner query is going to execute. So when this is the inner query. First this one is going to execute. When it executes, it will get the output 1 to 4. Then that output is used by the outer query. Select fb.id, because when you execute this select star ID from cricket, you will be getting these 3 records 1 to 4. Okay. Now you write select ib.id from fb, where fb.id equal to it is a multiple values, right? So you write in condition. So this is thing. So for each and every record, okay, for each and every record, all the values will be stored here. So you will be getting here 1, then one value is looked into all 3 values. Next record 2 value will be looked in all the values. Next value is 3 value will be looked in 3 times. 3 value will be looked, you will be looking 3 value 3 times to check whether that value is there in this values or not. Okay, 3 times you will be doing. For everything you will be doing 3 times. So first time you will get ID 1, FB ID equal to 1. So you got 1 to 3 values, right? In the FB table you get 1. So you look that 1 into 1, it is there, 2 it is not there. Okay, 1 you got there, it will return that. Then after 2 value it is there. So 1, it will just look the first value. It will just look the first value 1. So 1 is not 1 equal to 2, it is not matching. So it will look 2 into 2 equal to 2. Okay, it is matched. So it will return 2 value. Next with the 3. So 3 is equal to 1. No, it is not the thing, right? 3 is not equal to 1. So 3 is not equal to 2. 3 is not equal to 4. So 3 is not there. So it will not return. So for each value it is looking multiple times. That is what the correlated subquery. So a non-correlated subquery. When you go to the same thing with the correlated subquery, okay, in the correlated subquery you are calling the outer value into the inner one. That is the main thing you need to understand. In the correlated subquery, you are calling the outer value into the inner one. So the same thing I will write here. Yeah, give me a minute. Actually, I got some issue with this batteries. So are you able to get up to here? What is non-correlated subquery? Hello?
Yes, Bhaskar.
Others, Durga, Dhanalakshmi, Maunika,
Yes,
Likita. Now, are you able to get this?
Yes, Bhaskar.
Okay. So that is a non-correlated subquery. Nikit, I didn't hear you. Hello? Hello, Nikit. Hello? Hello, Nikit, are you there? Hello? Oh, he is not here? Oh, I think he is not here. Okay. So that is with the non-correlated subquery. So in the correlated so you have seen, right, for every value it is going to check all the 3 values in the subquery, whether that value exists in the list of that 1 to 3 or not. It is checking all the values, right? That is for the correlated non-correlated subquery. Let's see in the correlated subquery. In the correlated subquery, now I will just write select fb.id from fb, okay, and where fb.id in, I will write in, and here I will write select id from CRI, where CRI.id equal to this outer table one, fb.id. This is the thing I do. So when I do this, so here in order to run this inner query, it needs fb.id from the outer query. So, first fb.id will execute. So, when the FD actually internally the system is going to execute for each it is going to execute record by record. So, first the fb.id is going to execute, that one will be there, and that one will be passed to the inner query, that one will be passed to the inner query, and it is nothing but CRI ID equal to 1, only that one will be looked, okay, 1 is there. So, it will show as 1 value, then 2 record will take, 2 record will be passed to the inner query. So, and it will check it, see here CRID equal to 2 means only 1 record will insert. So, it means that that record is there. 3 it will pass to inner query, so 3 is not there, it means that the 3 will not come. Means here like this correlated subquery is a perform as per the performance wise, correlated subquery is the best one, because it will just look only for one value. Okay, because when you do the select list, you will be getting only one value based on the outer query, because from the outer query only one record will be passed each time internally, at the back end it will do the same thing. So, for the one it will pass CRID equal to 1, only one record will be get, only that one, this here that ID will be look into only that one ID only, but whereas here it will look into 3 IDs, even though you are getting all unwanted IDs also, because it is waste of time. But here it is looking only to one ID which is needed, because you are joining on that ID. Okay, this is a correlated subquery. So, the difference between non-correlated and correlated subquery is that in the non-correlated subquery, the inner query is executed first, and after that values are used by the outer query. Okay, and here for each time, even though the inner query returns all the unwanted values for the outer, even though that value is not needed by outer query, it will not, it will get that. Okay, but whereas this correlated subquery, first the outer query is executed, after that value is passed into the inner query, and based on that value that inner query will execute. Again that inner query value is again used by the outer query to check whether where FDID is in equal to or not, right. So, it is like again come you outer query will execute, again inner query will execute, and again that inner query value will be passed into the outer query. So, that is the correlated subquery. So, it is nothing but the non-correlated subquery and correlated subquery. The performance, as per the performance issue, correlated subquery will be faster, because it is not using the, it is not getting all the unwanted values as we got in the non-correlated subquery. So, did you all get this? Hello?
Yes. Yeah, Bhaskar.
Yeah, there is one more concept apart from this. So, if you want to check whether that ID is there in the other table or not, there is a one concept called exist command. Okay. So, by using this you are looking with the ID. If you do not want to look at the, just see here this query is executed, and after that first the outer query will execute, and that result is passed. First the outer query is executed, and that fb.id is passed into inner query, you can see here. After that whatever result you get, that result is passed again used by the outer query to check whether that FDID is there in that result or not. So, it is like again 3 way. If you use exist, okay, it will just get it now, just you write exist, that is it, and let us check. You will not use any ID in or not, just you write exist, you will get 1 2. It is much faster than this, but exist what it does. So, with the in and this all operators, what is the difference between them is that, suppose when you join the table, if you use some inner join and outer join, if you want to check whether that record is there or not, right. So, what is the thing is that, suppose if I have here 1 2 and if I have 1 2 1 here in the right table, if I join this table exist with this table. So, what it happens, it goes, it takes this one and checks whether 1 is there, okay, 1 is there, and immediately it returns 1, it will not go with other records. But when you use the join, what happens, even though it found 1, but still it goes to the other record. Did you get my point? Hello? Hello? Hello everyone, did you get my point? So, that is a use of the exist. Exist means if you found that value, it will return, but whereas a join, even though it found the value, it will not wait, it will again check for the other values also. Okay? That is a use of the join and exist. So whenever you get this scenario, then at that time you can use the exist operator. Same, simple, right? How simple is it, all three? So we are done with the correlated, we are done with the subqueries, correlated subquery, non-correlated subquery, and along with that we also see, we also seen the exist operator.